And there is what brings me to this spot, that short turning 512 St Clair streetcar. And hey everyone, it is Monday, June 5th. The time is 3:02 p.m. and the temperature is around 22 degrees Celsius. And once again, I find myself not making the video that I set out to record. And once again, it is due to the TTC, although I guess this one is my fault because I didn't really check the schedule ahead of time. I just kind of assumed the streetcar would be running all the way to Guns Loop here on St Clair. But there is some track work just to the west of here, so they're short turning. And the 47 Landsdowne bus has been extended to run along St Clair here for the section that the streetcar isn't operating. But the problem with that is that I waited about 10 minutes for one and it didn't come, and there was such a big crowd I didn't think I'd really get on it anyways, so I just decided to pull an audible. I'll go back and record that video another day. Earls Court Park is just off in that direction. There's some public music blasting from that lamppost. And this is Landsdowne Avenue, and this walk is going to take us east along St Clair Avenue West here through Corso Italia. There's the 47/512 replacement bus now. Where was that when I was waiting? And there's no longer a big crowd here. Oh well, I still didn't really want to spend all the extra time that it would have taken. And what's interesting is there's a guy standing over there with a green shirt on, waiting for a westbound streetcar that isn't going to be coming his way. And I'm curious, is this bus here going to turn left and go by the streetcar stop? Of course not, because it's a dedicated right of way. So there's your vehicle, man. That's what you're waiting for. And I think there's even a sign there that says it's not coming. I was watching him earlier. Oh well, maybe it's not my place to go second guess what he's doing. So Corso Italia is located along St Clair here, roughly between Landsdowne, where I just started, and just past Dufferin. And it's kind of Toronto's second Italian enclave, with Little Italy being down at College. And I am walking east along the south side of St Clair. I walked along here once this year earlier, but that was during a live stream. And I recorded this stretch once last year. I was making my way to a festival at Earls Court Park. Cafe dispensary.
The hotel is 250.
I believe the neighborhood to the south of here is known as Carlton Village. I think to the north is Earls Court. And I hope this music doesn't pick up a copyright badge. Imagine that. I lose monetization on the video because the local BIA is blasting Italian music on the street. That's a nightmare for YouTubers. And there goes a westbound St Clair streetcar on the dedicated right-of-way. This area is never particularly busy. I'm pretty sure every time I've recorded it, it's been from the north side. Rocket Bar, that has dive bar vibes. Right next to a Mexican restaurant. So I think besides English, Italian and Portuguese are the primary languages spoken in this neighborhood. Although there is a strong Latin and South American presence, particularly during the World Cup. This is one of the areas where people from those countries celebrate the most. It's quite lively during the World Cup. And I think the official name for the overall area is Corso Italia Davenport. Davenport being a major road just to the south of here. Paulo's Cake Shop. Hey, a key cutting shop. You know what? I kind of need a key. Let's go in there and see if I can get one made. You too. Well, that was very friendly. I'll let you know if the key worked, but this variety store here that cuts keys will do them for $5. That's better than the $8 Canadian Tire charges, and the key that Canadian Tire made didn't even work. And I never bothered to go back there and return it because the amount of time and effort that would take, unless I happened to be going by and had it in my pocket, really wouldn't be worth it. I'll let you know down in the not down in the comments, maybe I'll remember to splash a note on the screen if that works. There's a place called FBI Pizza across the street. And this street is Via Italia. How appropriate. So Little Italy is the traditional Italian enclave, and this one came to be a little later. And there's a large Italian presence up in Vaughan, a northern suburb of Toronto. Key fades. Not key copy, but key fades. It's really nice how not gentrified this area is. It's busy, well, not busy, but it seems vibrant. And there's not a lot of vacant retail. But it's mostly not chain stores. Lunch deal starting at $6. Steamed momos. Theballoonery.com. There's a place called King's Tacos across the street. Dark Horse Espresso Bar. And we have made it to Dufferin Street. Major North-South Street, and when we stop seeing Corso Italia on the street signs, that's how I'll know we've left the area. And I really shouldn't cross, with just 4 seconds left and a car waiting to turn, so we'll wait this out. Hey, more advertising for key fades. So in 1906, according to these notes I wrote 2 years ago for a walk-along here, I just pulled this up on my phone while I was waiting for that key to be copied. The area was annexed by the city of Toronto, and later on in the 70s, Italian immigrants from Little Italy on College started to move up north and settle around here. And the Business Improvement Area, or BIA, was established back in 1984. And they take a small fee from all the businesses along this area. And the idea is for them to promote the area. And I'm guessing they'd be the ones behind that music blasting from those public speakers. And fun fact, I once wrote the insurance policy that covered this building here. This Old Dominion Bank building with the 7-Eleven. In a former life a long time ago. Popeyes.
Just letting everybody pass.
Thank you. Sparkling Dental as opposed to sparkling. Westmount, still saying Corso Italia. There's a place called True History Bar. I think that's a newer establishment. Coffee, $3. Oh, and that place smelled really good too. So we have left Corso Italia. We are now entering Regal Heights. Regal Heights Village. So there's probably a Regal Heights BIA that looks after the area. So that was a quick walk. I'm gonna keep going. And I guess I'll come back and do that walk that I originally planned at some point in the coming weeks. And you'll just have to stay tuned to the channel to see what that was.
just said it. You just give it to me. I just said what you told me. You can't though.
So this neighborhood to the right, or rather to the right, is Regal Heights. I did a walk that focused on this area, I think about 2 years ago. Nice tree-lined residential streets. And on the north side of St. Clair here, the neighborhood is known as St Clair West Village. And that streetcar says to Landsdowne on it. Normally it would say to Guns Loop. So if you're wondering where this is to, or in proximity to downtown, this would be to the northwest. I've got my AirPods Pro, which yes, I use with an Android phone in one of my pockets. And my cargo shorts kind of bouncing up and down on my calf, annoying me on every step. It doesn't look like there's much coming up on the right side of the street here. And I'm not going to get this light. Oh well, let's just stay to this side. Favela Training Center. There's a place called Vintage Thrift Shop next to Latin World. It's really a great mix of businesses here. Mac guys. There's a place called Khmer Thai, fine Cambodian and Thai cuisine. I remember on my Regal Heights video, I actually used that in the thumbnail. And this should be Oakwood Collegiate on the right. And the next street coming up should be Oakwood Avenue.
I paid for Zeke's damn Korean thing, but he just had quarter, which wasn't that good. Like, it was spicy.
It's 3:25. I guess school is let out for a lot of kids already.
If they just keep running.
That little kid saw my camera and spun around. He's like, "What's that?" I've done walks up Oakwood before. Look at that line of traffic waiting to go north here. Is this still Oakwood to the south? I can't see any street signs. Yep, this is. And you could take Oakwood north up to Eglinton. That'll deposit you into the Little Jamaica area. What is that place? The Urban Bark. Daycare, boarding, training, grooming, and teeth cleaning. I'm just guessing based on the variety of businesses we see here. Commercial rents must be on the lower side relative to other parts of the city. There's a big no-frills supermarket just up here on the left. And it looks like half an LCBO. That store appears to be open, but one of the walls is just kind of tarped up. I don't know if I've ever seen a store still operating like that before. We're obviously going to be tearing it down as the LCBO will be relocating into this new building across the street. There's the supermarket over there. That one, I used to live kind of in this area when I first moved back from Korea. And I had a choice between that No Frills and the Forest Hill Loblaws as the major supermarkets in the area. And I always found that No Frills to be kind of a dump. It was just a very busy, not well organized store. It was kind of had a free-for-all vibe to it.
Oh, does it? Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's a place called Dollar Club.
Am I?
It's weird. I cannot see a street sign here. We're looking for a street to turn right on. How would you know if this was it? I'm pretty sure this is Winona Drive. In fact, I'm quite sure based on the bike lane. Remember when the city did their active TO program? This was one of the streets. That was participating in that. Bite House Dental. Looks more like the name you'd have for a bar. That looks like a 8-story new development over there. They've got a Little Caesars. I don't think that's inappropriate for the area. It kind of clashes a bit with the 2-story buildings. But it's on a streetcar line. It's not far from the subway. It's in an area with a lot of retail. I think that's entirely appropriate.
This is her dad. Yeah, he's super chill. So hopefully she'll grow up and be a little more like him. But her mom is a business down the back.
There's an e-scooter and e-bike store. Suotu, S-U-O-T-U. I wonder if they sell their own branded stuff or just other stuff. Oh, they also offer services. Some places will only service e-bikes and e-scooters that they sell. In fact, a lot of bike stores have that policy. I wonder if that one will just service anything. It's always good to know if you're ever in the area and you get a flat tire or something. Some bike shops won't even touch a tire on an e-bike, especially if it's the rear tire. They want nothing to do with that motor. And this area is known as Hillcrest Village. That streetcar looks pretty busy. I remember going to the South Street Burger way back in 2014. That's when I first moved into the area. I only lived here for about 8 months, or I think about 6 to 8 months. I signed a year lease on a basement apartment that my friend came and checked out for me, just to the north of here on a street called Humewood. I was living in Korea and just wanted a place to set up shop for a bit and start my job hunt. And rent has gone up so much since then, that prospect would be terrifying now. I think I was only paying about $900 a month or so. It was a fully contained unit. It had a kitchen and a shower. And it was furnished. I started my apartment/condo hunt. And I found my current space about 6 months down the road, and I worked out a deal with the landlord to leave early. She said she would look for new tenants, and I would just have to cover the period in which the unit was vacant. I thought that was fair, as long as her intentions were genuine. And that's what happened. A month after I moved out, she had new people in, so I only paid an extra month. And on the right here, oh no, are you kidding me? I was gonna say, is the best burger and fried chicken spot in the city, the Stockyards. What happened? Coming soon. Hopefully the Stockyards is coming soon again. I'm gonna take a peek in. I bet there's too much glare to really see in there. It looks like the same layout. Hopefully they're coming back. That place was always busy and they didn't serve alcohol. And I think one of the reasons for that is they didn't just want people lingering with a drink. So there was often a lineup just to get a table. And where this Pico is on the right here used to be a Starbucks. This is Christie Street. I live streamed down that not too long ago. So when I moved back into this area from Korea, I was looking for a job first, and then once I had the job, it was time to upgrade the living accommodations. I took my laptop to that Starbucks. I remember I applied for a job like right away at a brokerage up near Steeles and Dufferin. And later that afternoon, I got a phone call and I had a job interview the next day there. And then after one interview, I had an offer in front of me. So I wasn't even back half a week. Didn't even have time to exhale, and I found myself getting ready to go into work the following week. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped at that first opportunity. But it was in my field of work that I worked at previously to teaching English. Full Minds. So what's interesting about St Clair here is you got a pretty continuous wall of retail. It's quite a nice area, but then when you get to Bathurst, it really breaks up. And between Bathurst and Yonge Street, it's kind of spotty actually. You think the more central the area, maybe the more retail and vibrant St. Clair is, but that's not the case. There's a place called Bicycles at St. Clair. Going down this street here will take you to the Witchwood Barns, a former streetcar house that's been converted into a live workspace for artists as well as a public park. Night of the Cold Lunches will resume in October. Also, back when I first started this channel, that was before I talked in videos, I was recording a walk along here. And I ran into someone I knew from about 10 years earlier. I ended up putting my camera away and we grabbed a coffee and spent a few hours catching up. And it was this area where I ran into him. Oh wow, that pizzeria is gone. That was a very solid spot. And there's kind of a high-end dry cleaner right next to it called Russell Cleaner that was also gone. I could have got my key copied here. We cut keys and change watch batteries. I bet I couldn't change my Fitbit.
May not have them money there.
And it is Vaughan Road. I think that cannabis retailer over there just moved from across the street. We just walked by the same brand of one. All right, maybe I'll just head on over into St Clair Station. Seems like a logical place to wrap this one up. Or if I could hit this streetcar coming up.
That's so like
That streetcar. I don't really feel like playing Frogger with traffic to get on it. Let's just continue to St Clair Station. There's the Witchwood Pub. I've spent a few nights in that place.
I have a right to talk about the G8. How sometimes
And back, I want to say in the 90s, there used to be an arcade over there. It was the first place I saw Mortal Kombat when that first came out. My grandparents lived in that building right over there. Whenever I would visit, I would ask for some coins and go play in the arcade. Now it's crossed over to this side. Why not? Starbucks used to be is now a bakery garden cafe. And there used to be a 7-Eleven over on that corner where there's now a Popeyes and an A&W. And this is what I meant when east of Bathurst St Clair really breaks up. You no longer get that continuous retail frontage. Although there's a number of towers planned for the old parking lot at St. Mike's here. And this is the Forest Hill Loblaws on the left, the Nordheimer Ravine just across the street, and a Rolls Royce. One with no front license plate. They have an Ontario backplate. That can't be legal. It's the wealthy Forest Hill neighborhood to the north of here. I'm going to head down and catch the next eastbound streetcar, take that over to St. Clair. I'll head north up to Midtown. I don't remember what time I tapped in, but here's where you cross your fingers and hope for a free transfer. I should be good. I have until 4:08. And right now it is 3:51. St. Clair eastbound to St. Clair Station, 2 minutes and 16 minutes. That's what I want. You could also head down and hop on the Line 1 subway. I could take that north up to Eglinton, then the Eglinton bus. And if the Crosstown LRT were open, that's exactly what I'd be doing. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this impromptu walk through Corso Italia, heading east along St. Clair Avenue West, through a few different neighborhoods, finishing here at St. Clair Station. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do here on YouTube, there's links to Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. And I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there's also a super thanks button appearing below these videos if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!